Liquor, I think I'm an alcoholic. Stuck in this chamber, I think it is hyperbolic. I want a marijuana, I thank God for all this chronic. Snatching all these rings with super speed, I feel like Sonic. I just keep it humble, flashy niggas want to.
Alright, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Great.
Good. So, what are some of the things you like to do for fun?
For fun, I would say music, of course, skateboarding, photography when I can, but I think my main focuses are skateboarding and music.
What are some of your favorite places to go?
For skating?
In general, like.
Well, honestly, like, the vibe I've always liked, even since I was a kid, was skating. Should I look in the... Or should I look?
You can.
Okay. No, so, yeah, no, when I was a kid, like, the best thing to me was going to SF, bro. Like, just being let out in SF and just skating the streets, because SF was such, like, it's such a main staple for skateboarding. Like, Thrasher and everything is just, like, that's the hub, and, like, that was my favorite spot. But, of course, like, the local spots over here, downtown, in the city and stuff like that, too, so... In Oak Park, the little skate park, McClatchy Park over there, and everything's pretty tight too. So just wherever I can skate.
What's your favorite thing about San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Honestly, San Francisco just has this cultural vibe, bro. It's like people are out and everyone's doing their own thing and they don't give a fuck, bro. Like, it's like, of course, like, there's homeless people and it smells like shit sometimes and whatnot, but like, there's something about there's like so much history and just like just a whole vibe going on over there, and you can feel it once you step in the city, bro. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I've always loved SF, bro. Always.
See, I know for a fact that you like anime. What are some of your favorite animes?
Oh shit. That's one of the hard. Alright, actually no, that's not a hard question. All-time favorite over everything, One Piece. I'm gonna give it to One Piece. I'm gonna look in the camera and say that. One Piece. 900 episodes. If you ain't about that, then I'm sorry. But I've been even on the new little animes like Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, Fire Force, and you can't forget about the originals too, where it all started from, like all the Studio Ghibli movies, but like Samurai Champloo, all, you know, all animes. Not all animes, but I fucking love anime, bro.
What are some anime tropes that you would incorporate in your music?
I've actually used a lot. I've used a lot of little metaphors with One Piece. Actually, in a song that I'm about to perform for my show, I use pretty much like, I forgot exactly what I said. If I played it, I'll remember. But it's like, I said something about Sanji kicking, because you know how Sanji is like, he uses his feet and stuff. So I was like kicking something like with or something, I forgot. But there's that, and yeah, pretty much that, if I could think off the top of my head right now.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Alright. So how did you come up with your artist name?
Good question, bro. So I went through a lot of different names at first, and it was stuff that like people would call me, and not like what I thought of. Like I was Fresh Air for a second. That was one I really remember, was Fresh Air, and I was like, that's cool. And I thought about it, I was like, Airborn. Aaron, kind of took my name, Aaron, Airborn. But I used Airborn as a sense of like, not just being high, obviously, but just a mental state, like, you know, up, like positive, airborne, and that kind of embodied me. And then it kind of just stuck, and now there's some people I know that only call me Airborn now, so it kind of, yeah, stuck with me for sure.
For sure, for sure. How many different styles of music do you listen to?
All styles, bro. Limiting yourself is probably the worst thing you could do as an artist. And that's with not just music, that's with drawing art, that's with photography, that's with fucking architecture, that's with any type of art form, bro. If you limit yourself, you will not be at your max potential.
Do you want to incorporate these styles within your own music at some point?
Oh yes, always. I mean, even now, like using jazz samples, using fucking even like to bring up Lil Nas, he bring the country mix into it too. Like, of course, he did it in his own way, but that caught like a whole different crowd, bro. And it's like that's a smart ass fucking decision to do right there. And I enjoy jazz. Like I'll listen to instrumentals just by themselves, not even needing to write anything to it.
What are your favorite samples from jazz that you like to frequent to?
I love saxophone, bro. Like saxophone is probably the sexiest instrument, but also like audibly to me, when I hear a saxophone, that's just like, it's like, I don't know, it's like bliss. Like I love trumpet and stuff like that, but there's something about the saxophone, bro. So I'll use either a John Coltrane sample, or if I did want to use trumpet, I'll go to Miles Davis, because Miles Davis, not just the sound of his trumpet, but how he was so detailed and articulate with his stuff, bro. You should definitely go check out some interviews and some stuff with him, bro, because that shit will blow your mind.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
What does your family think about your music?
So, my mom is gonna be my #1 fan. I don't really have a big family, let alone I'm not in touch with them like that. So I mean, they see me from what they've seen, but it's not like they're like, oh, Aaron, when's your next song dropping? Or, oh, Aaron, that last song was hella tight, because we're just not really close like that. So, which is okay, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna still do what I want to do. Mm-hmm.
Probably revisit that later in the interview.
Mm-hmm.
What does your music mean to you?
My music means to me is just like, I don't know, like when I was younger, I was a super like shy ass kid. I don't know, I was always like nervous, didn't really fit in, like my hair was long, I always got called a girl, and just like I didn't have that confidence, bro. And what really started it was me and my best friend, and there's a local Sacramento rapper who's probably one of my favorite artists of all time, and we saw him doing it, and we're like, bro, like, we were probably like 12 or 13, we're like, we should start fucking around and doing this shit, and just went from there.
Is that something you want your listeners to take away from your music too? For them to open up as well, embrace what they are inside their arts, or
as in what I take from it? Do I want my listeners?
Yeah.
To tell? Oh yeah, of course. Sure. Yes.
All right. What are some of the things that you want your listeners to take away from your music as well, other than what we just discussed?
Just like, I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm not doing this to get famous. At the end of the day, this is something I enjoy doing. Just like how some people enjoy fucking long walks on the beach. Like, making music is something that like I genuinely just love to do, and it's fun. Like, at the end of the day, it's fun. Like, when I perform, I want to have fun performing. Like, it's nervous, like even just thinking about it, but like it's when you're done, that shit's hella fun, bro.
I know you mentioned that you had a Sac artist that you really fucked with growing up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some of your biggest influences you had growing up and that have affected your life?
So, I mean, there was the rapper's name Illicism. You could look him up on YouTube right now. No one really knows about him. Only like a couple people that I might run into in the streets. Even my boy that's performing with me on Sunday, that's how we kind of connected, really. We're like, oh, you know him? Oh, you know him? And that was one of my main inspirations, just because he was so lyrically talented, but at the same time, he was local. So it was like, damn, this dude is almost better than a lot of people I'm hearing now on the radio, and he's from Sacramento. So, yeah, that was definitely probably one of my biggest influencers right there.
Do you have any other influences that are probably not from here, or like?
Oh, just like in general, like
Yeah, just
like a favorite artist almost, or just like more of an influencer.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, like
I would say, and I'm like probably just like the young cats that are really going hard, or anyone that's like pushing and like making good music, because there's good music and then there's other music, which that comes down to me as a critique and just as what I like to hear. So of course everyone's opinionated to their own, choices. But
see, I know you skate a lot. So what has skating meant to you in your experience?
skating was how we got around, bro. Before we had cars or even bikes or anything, skating was. We used to skate from Garcia Bend, that Canal Way, all the way to downtown sometimes. Like, we would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, take the light rail to Mather skate park, stay there all day, and fucking just skate like that. That was just like the friend bonding thing, and the skating passion was before music. So skating is still heavily a part of my life, and it just, what I got out of skating, I don't know if that's going to be your next question now, but it was just like, you push yourself to try something new. If you don't land that, you're going harder, you're not giving up, which also teaches you, determination, and the more you do that, the better at it you get. So it's also building this whole mental confidence level, which I feel like I was lacking when I was younger, but like, and it was also, at the end of the day, fun. So that's the most important part.
What were some of the worst things that happened to you while you were skating?
While I was skating, what was the worst? I remember I fucked up my tailbone one time, and like, bro, I couldn't like run or walk properly for like a couple weeks. It was bad. I haven't luckily broken any bones. I think I fractured my foot. Oh, recently I fractured my foot just over some little trick I wasn't even trying to do, just fucking around on the board. Fractured my foot, and yeah, nothing too serious though, knock on wood, because I don't want to fucking my shit skate.
Okay. Has there been any events in your life that have affected you harshly?
Negatively?
Yeah.
In my life?
Yeah.
That list could go on. I mean, shit.
Is there something that still bothers you today about one of them, or did you overcome it?
I mean, it always is something that's like lingering in the back of your head at the end of the day. But yeah, you gotta, just move past it, because if not, you're gonna be sitting on it for a while. But I don't know if you want me to go into detail or not.
Oh yeah, you can.
But I mean, there's ex-girlfriend stuff, fake friends type of thing. I got robbed at gunpoint. Drunk driver almost hit me and my friend driving, and luckily he missed us, but that dude spun out and he died. We came back and we were mad because we were about to pull up on him like, hey, what the fuck, bro, like, watch the fuck out. But we came back and that dude was slumped over his thing, like his steering wheel, and that shit fucks me up. And I tell people that today. I was like, if I would have pulled off the green light just a little bit faster, bro, like we would have got T-boned straight up, and that dude was going at least 60 miles per hour in a big truck, like almost like your mom's, bro, like a suburban type. So I always think about that and how close that was. So yeah.
What are some of the challenges you faced or are currently facing in both your life and the music industry?
Challenges?
Yeah.
Fucking really sitting down and spending the time to do it, like, and not being distracted by other bullshit, and also like just reminding myself, like, regardless, this is for you at the end of the day. Like, you don't have to impress nobody, like, and it is nerve-wracking, bro. Like, I put emotions into these songs, and like to go in front of a big crowd, even to go in front of a big crowd, even like a speech at school is nerve-wracking. But that's probably like my main challenge. I want to be comfortable enough to where like I won't have no type of nervousness to where I'm just like, oh yeah, let's fucking get it. But maybe there's always nervousness, but I don't know.
When you perform at shows, has there ever been a moment where, like, after you're done performing and the crowd's just cheering you on, like, what do you feel in that moment?
That is probably one of the most, like, best feelings you could ever feel. It's like you were nervous at the beginning, but you're done and everyone's fucking with you, and it's just like this happiness, nervousness, like anxious, all mixed into one, satisfied, like all mixed into this one feeling, and it's dope as fuck. That's what I like, and I know that's like at the end, but you just gotta get to that first part.
What are some things that you really dislike about the music industry?
Man. Well, it seems like nowadays anybody, like literally anybody, is just kind of getting famous. Like, I feel like they're like picking people, choosing them to dress this type of way, making them talk this type of way, and then, I mean, if that's what's the sound is, or that's what people are like connecting to, like worldwide, then as a business standpoint, I guess that's smart. But like hip hop and stuff was supposed to be an expression of feeling, and when it starts getting more to the monopoly of money and stuff like that, like of course the artist has to eat, but like yeah, it's supposed to be an expression of feeling and not all based on the money type shit. So maybe that's like what I really hate the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, who right now in the industry do you really respect and have like a cosign for? Or
Yeah, no, I would say the shit that like J. Cole's doing, even like how he got all those artists together with the Dreamville stuff. I respect any real artist that like gives back to the community, really. Like if they're actually like taking their time out their day and not being that like stuck up ass person like, oh, I make hella money, like fuck you, whatnot. But like, yeah, I respect him for that. Yeah, anyone that's really just doing something for the community, bro, and just going hard. Yeah.
what do you believe you bring to the table as both an artist and person?
I say as an artist, I want to be like, I want to be that person that like where you could listen to a song or like you get in like an emotional state, right? Whether it's like, fuck, I'm sad, or I'm hella happy. Like I want to be that song that you play like, oh shit, this is my shit right here. Like I want to be able to make someone feel good, or like one of the best comments I ever got on one of my songs was like, damn, I could hella relate to this. And like at first I was like not really trying to make that the motive, like it is, but I wasn't really on this song. But someone was like, hey, I hella related to that, and I'm like, damn, like at the end of the day there's someone out there that's probably gonna listen to your shit that's gonna really fuck with it on a deep level, at least.
Alright, this is my last question I have written down. I'll probably ask you more shit because this room is dope as fuck.
Okay, oh yeah, thank you, bro.
Society today is really complex. Is there anything that bothers you about it, and what have been some things that are hard to adjust to?
Society, just like there's a lot of evil in this world, bro. Like to think that someone could do something so fucked up to someone out like any regards is kind of crazy to me. I mean, it's not crazy because it is what it is, but it's just like the amount of how much there is in the world is fucked up. Like we're fucking blessed to be in America, bro. Like shit's crazy. Like we think it's crazy over here. We can't even imagine what that's not even like on the media type shit. So yeah, society's fucked up.
Is that something that you needed to adjust to, or what else about like the culture that we're living in now in America? Like,
I feel like, I mean, I'm being hella negative, I'm thinking about all the bad shit, but there is a lot of good shit too. Like people are starting to speak up more, which is, I mean, it's good. Like that's showing that like people are evolving, at least mentally, at a certain standpoint. Where was I going with this? Yeah, no, so I'd probably, yeah, no, there's downsides and there's the pluses, like I was saying, but shit's just crazy, bro, at the end of the day. Like I can't really say too much more on that.
okay.
Yeah.
So I see your room is like heavily Asian cultured, inspired.
Yeah.
What has other countries' cultures brought to you both as a person, and how has that also affected your art?
Other cultures, not just Japanese. Well, I mean, like, we're so like stuck to what we're used to and what we're grown up on. Like, there's like so much out there that we don't even know about. Like, I can't wait to like I have enough money to really travel and experience other shit. But I don't know, it just brings a different vibe. Like, I just really like, even like, I want to get hella fucking Japanese tattoos. I don't know, I just really relate to like, I don't know, I've always just had this like relation with it. Like, even like, I mean, we could get down to like fucking ninjas and samurais, and not just the anime shit, but like even just the whole history, and just even Japan in themselves. Like, I heard that it's like spotless out there, bro. Imagine if like we could keep it so clean like over here. And that's a side note, but besides that, I mean, you could even say like what I really like about even the Mexican culture, bro, is like their sense of family, bro. Like, you already know, bro, like that family shit is strong with them. And like I said, like, I'm not really close to my family like that, so like I've always taken that into consideration too, and they always like showing love. But even I think this is a Thai Buddha, not even like Japanese related, but still Asian descent. But yeah, it's just different shit, and I fuck with it. That's all I can say. Yeah. It's hard to really.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of something. Well, so you said you weren't as connected with your family. Do you have a strive to start connecting with them more, or?
Well, it gets kind of deeper with that. Like, when I was younger, we were really close and stuff, but it's not like, it has to do with like disagreements with like even my mom and her brother, and like stems from that, and like even my mom's mom being kind of, you know, always rude to my mom all the time. And it's like I want to be able to close with them, but like I feel like certain things have to be either figured out or corrected first to where shit could be healthy again.
Do you think that you'd be able to provide a space between you, your mom, and your other family members to where you can talk things out and rekindle past relationships?
I feel like I could as a person, but I would say I feel like realistically it wouldn't probably happen. Right? I feel like I wouldn't be that person to have to do that type thing. Like, this is something that's probably was like even like rooted before I was even thought, not before I was even thought it, but like I think that they need to figure out their relationship and get their connection going before. I mean, of course, I could give them the kick to, you know, push it forward, but I feel like that's kind of where they need to come together and show, like, not show me, but let me see, like, this is what we should be and how we should be. But, yeah. But I guess that's family stuff. Like, that's the end of the day.
We're pretty much done with the interview, but is there anything that you wanted to say in general? Or, like, any things that you wanted me to ask you or you want to talk about?
Oh, no, I mean, shit, if I can say anything, I'm, like, fucking proud of you for doing this, bro. This is tight. Like, I never really like sat behind the cameras to like talk, like interviewed like this either. So that was pretty cool experience as well. And I'm gonna take this for future if I ever get any other interviews. And I want to see how this turns out, bro. And I know you about to get an A, so. Yeah.
All right, for sure. All right.
Thank you guys. Time is fine. Airborn! Thank you guys. Love y'all.